Well, good midday to you, one and all. And our prayer is that even because it still is winter, even on a blustery, snowy day like today, you will recognize that God is still good. God is still powerful. God is still awesome. God is still everything you need him to be, even when you ain't been what you need to be. He is just that powerful. And for that, we bless his holy name and we pray that you are staying warm because it is extremely cold outside. And the amazing thing about it is, I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, or Thursday, Friday. It's supposed to be in the 50s, and then the temperatures drop back down again. So we have to take care of ourselves. That is overwhelmingly important that you do so. So welcome, Kathy Wilson, Cora Jones, Sean Tanner. Thank you so much for being here with us on this great snapshot day. Thank you, sir. I'm trying for an old broke down man. I'm trying to stay warm. Actually, I'm trying to stay warm. I've got some other ones. I'll be breaking them out before the warmer weather shows up. Doe Dickey, Lynn McDowell, Jaleesa Monet Thomas. Bless the Lord for all of you. Please share. Please share. Please share. As you come on board, Linda Arrington. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lady Phyllis Bowling, bless the Lord for you being here with us on today. Minister Sarah Jenkins, we give God glory for you and how God is blessing and moving and just doing what he does because he just knows what to do because there's none like him. So thank y'all so much. I see you as you are coming on board. And so we're thankful for you being here with us on today. Carletta Williams, good midday to you. Okay. Sylvia Scott, Timothy Blair, bless you. Thank 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 you. And we're grateful to God for Barbara Foose. How you be? Thea Grace, bless you. Thank you. Pray for me because I'm going to have Legend with me tomorrow and Saturday. And so I'm looking so forward to hanging out with this little boy. And I done bought him. I done bought him some teething rings because this little boy is teething already, and so I know my granddaughter is not going to bring the teething rings back. So I bought some more. I know my children and my grandchildren. Okay. I'm not going to tell you, Cora. I'm not going to tell you. Raymond Bernice Bird, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Nope, Cora. Nope, 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 nope. Curl your toes up, girl. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It really won't be that bad. Katrina Foster, how you be? Okay. So we're grateful to God for that. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That's my little boy, okay, my little great grandson. And so we're thankful to God. Elfo Randolph, bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, please share, please share, please share, please share. That's important that we get this out to as many as we can. Erica Forney, bless you for being here. Now here's the amazing thing about this little boy. Let me see what we got here. Okay. The amazing thing about this little boy is his mother goes to work at 6 a.m. So he's used to being up at 5. And it wasn't the last time we had it. It was one of the other times that we had him because what she does is she comes the night before and spends the night. And it makes it so much easier. Okay. Thank you for sharing, Nancy. I appreciate that. Okay. And so we're glad that you're Denise of the Friesen, bless you. And so we kept like, what is going on? We cut on a light. That little boy was sitting there with his eyes wide open, talking about it's playtime. Okay. But I was like, oh my God. And you know, it is what it is. They have all of that energy. They have all of that. It is just amazing. The thing that I am grateful for is I'm still here to see him. And that meant more than anything else. Thank you, James. I appreciate that, James, for letting us know that our media presentation is exactly what it should be. Pat Axel, good midday to you. Well, I got some questions. I got a couple of questions. I'm not quite sure. He probably will be for the snapshot tomorrow. He probably will be with me. He'll probably be sitting on my lap and he'll be trying to teach. Okay. Elder James and Pamela Mansell, thank y'all for being here. He's quite active now. Okay, if I can say that. Sherry Rozier, thank you for being here with us. He's to the point now where he has learned how to roll over, so it's on and popping. Okay, Dolores Brady, bless you for being here. Bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, the question is, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. And so, did I miss the question? No, ma'am, you sure didn't. Okay, here we go. I'm just trying to figure out which one, because I have so many, I don't want to overpower you. The first question is, do you really believe that Jesus is all powerful? Do you really believe that Jesus is all powerful? Billy Dunn, bless you for being here today. Thank you so much. The next question is, do you really recognize his presence? Do you believe that he is all powerful? And do you really recognize his presence? The third one is, do you really know who's on your side? Lavonda Jones, thank you so much for being here with us. Think about this for just a moment. Have there not been moments when you had determined that you were going to follow the Lord and chaos broke out? And in the midst of just trusting and believing God, stuff just started falling apart. Everything just started going crazy. And just like, hey, LMA, how you doing, dear LMA? Okay, Pamela Stevens, bless you. Thank you for being here with us on today. Good midday, Valerie White. Thank you for being here. Bless your heart. Think about this. See, once you came to Christ, that was the easy part. The struggle started when you really didn't know him. Oh, Tiffany Williams, bless you. Bishop Moore, my friend, bless you. Good to have you here with us. We give the Lord glory and praise for the work that you're doing, not only in Steubenville, but in West Virginia as well. Think about when you first got saved and you had all that hype. You was like hyped up about the Lord until the first incident showed up, or the first challenge showed up, or the first crisis showed up, or the first pain showed up. And what happened? Did you really recognize his presence? Do you really know he's all powerful? Do you really know that he was on your side? Because you got to think about this. Debbie Johnson, bless you for being here. Every one of us that are honest will have to testify that we have had those moments where we were wondering, where is he? We've heard the sermons preached. We've been in the Bible studies. We've done all of these other kind of things. Good morning, Winnie Howard. Bless you. Pee Wee Platt, bless you for being here. I mean, you've shouted on the sermons. You've danced on the word. You've said, and then all of a sudden, this thing comes out of nowhere. Or can I add another dynamic to it? It slowly but progressively becomes worse. And you've called on the folk, pray for me, pray for my situation, pray for this, pray for that, pray for the other. And you got this host of people who are praying for you, and it doesn't change, but it gets worse. And in the midst of the progression from one level of bad to another, and we're trying to shout our way through it. We're trying to bless him through it. We're trying to give him glory through it. But man, that's that moment when you wonder, is all of this really true? Thank you. I appreciate that, though. I mean, come on now. I see a couple of y'all owning up to it. Think about this. Has there not been those days? I know when certain things happened in my life, I was like, where you at? Was it supposed to be like this? I thought following you was going to be a piece. Nobody told me that the road wouldn't be easy. But I don't believe you brought me. See, you can't say that. I don't believe you brought me this far to leave me until you've gone through the crucible of isolation and pain. The reason I say that is because in Matthew chapter 8, starting at the 23rd verse, that's where I left off at yesterday. Now, Jesus got into the boat. Now, that's a powerful statement right there because Pamela Law, because did nobody ask the disciples to go? Jesus got on the boat. Now, y'all you got to catch this. You really got to catch this. And the Bible says, and the disciples followed him. Okay. The disciples followed him, and suddenly this tempest, this hurricane shows up on the sea, and the boat was being tossed about and covered by the waves. And in the midst of all of that's going on, Jesus is in the ship, knocked out. I mean, he comatose sleep. Why? He's just as much man as he is God. Out of all that he has done, he has now physically become exhausted. He has become physically weary. And you have to think about that for just a moment, because life, issues, people, Negroes, Negroettes, and everything else you can think about, your family, your friends, your loved ones, your neighbors, can drain the very life out of you. And you got to remember the amazing thing about it is Jesus is not the recipient of anything. He is the one that is pouring into everybody. So, oh God, help me to teach this, because not only is he providing physically, but he's providing spiritually, and then he's challenged. Scribes, Pharisees, Sadducees are always on his last nerve. Laverne Hearns, thank you for being here. I mean, and you got to remember, he's always in some dynamic of something. Either they're hungry, or they're starving, or they're going on, or he's being challenged, and all of these things are happening. So he gets in the boat. He said, if I get in here, I can lay down for a minute and regroup. And what happens? A storm. See, as soon as you think everything's going to be all right, the storm shows up. The storm gets so bad that they go to Jesus and they said, save us. There's an exclamation point there. Now you have to remember, they didn't go down there and say, okay, Lord, please save us. No, they're screaming. They're screaming. Why? Because the boat is taking on water. Remember, I told you that these boats were designed with the little slits in certain areas so that if water did get in the boat, it would go out. But as the water is coming in at an unbelievable rate, the boat is not able to release the water at the same level that the water is coming in. And all of this stuff is going on. He said, Lord, save us, because we're getting ready to die. It says we're perishing. Now you got to look at that, because they have, get this, they have exhausted everything they knew how to do, because some of those folk in the boat are fishermen. These are people who have been in storms. These are people who have fished in tumultuous moments and situations. And so they depended upon their skill set to be able to keep them. But the storm was so ferocious and so antagonistic that their life skills were not able to save them. And they said, we dying. The boat is taking on water. We're drenched now. We don't know what to do. Every time we take a breath, boom, water shows up. Boom, this show. Can I talk to y'all for just a second? And I just need about 3 real people. Has not there been a time in your life, because I can testify, I don't need 3 people. I'm one of them. Things have come in my life that have wore me out so bad, I almost thought I was dying. What do I mean by this? And I know some of y'all not going to own up to that, because I must really have y'all attention, because ain't nobody said nothing for a while. I want you to think about this. Stuff just kept on happening. And it happened over and over and over and over. Ida, how you doing? And over and over and over and over, to the point that if one more thing happens, I'm going to lose my mind. And the question is, do you really recognize who's on board? Do you really recognize who's with you? Number one, do you really recognize who you're following? But Jesus said to them, what? That's the Michael Harrison version of the Greek text. What in the world is wrong with you? I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. What in the world is wrong? Why are you so fearful? You don't have no faith. You have, y'all better be ready for this. You have the author and the finisher of your faith on board, and you don't even have faith in me. First of all, has there ever been anything Jesus has initiated that Jesus does not complete? Oh, can I say it one more time? There has never been one thing that Jesus has initiated that he did not complete. Think about this. If he got on the boat to go to the other side, he was God enough, Minister Rhonda Ware, that if he's on the boat and you're on the boat with him, guess what? The God of the universe, who controls everything, including you, if he's there, there's a problem though. They really don't know who he is. The text says, you of little faith. Y'all have walked with me, seen me, did all of this stuff. Then he arose. They woke him up. Trinette Pipkin. They woke him up. Now you got to remember, he's probably drenching wet. All of a sudden, he's recognizing, okay, the boat is teetering and all of that kind of stuff. All of that's fine. All of that's good. That's great. The issue is not the storm. The issue is the fact that you don't know who you have in the storm. Lord have mercy. Don't make me. I'm about ready to leap over the desk. I'm about ready. Have we not all been there when we really didn't recognize who was with us? I'll tell you the story. I've told it before. I'll say it again. During the annual session, hey, Gail Washington, during the annual session, a couple of years ago, it's been quite some time, when my colon ruptured, I was sitting on the end of the front pew in Union when the colon ruptured. And I got to go upstairs, and the pain was just absolutely ridiculous. Many of you, I don't think you could have even tolerated what you had seen. And I told him, I said, take me back to the room. I'm in pain. I'm screaming. I'm yelling. I'm shivering. All of these things are going on. And I went back to the room and I'm screaming. So I said, okay, here's what I need you to do. I need you to take me to the hospital. I need you to take me to the hospital. That's what I need you to do. You remember that, Minister Rhonda? And they took me to St. E's Boardman. And see how much time I got left. So I don't want to go over too far. They took me to St. E's Boardman. And I'm just sitting there. I'm sitting there. And the receptionist says, aren't you Pastor Harrison? I was like, yes, ma'am, I sure am. She got busy. Got me back there. They did the examination. The guy comes back out and says, we need to do emergency surgery on you right now. I said, no, you're not. And he looked at me. He said, I don't even know how you're talking to me. I said, I know why I'm talking to you. And I know who's in control. No, you're not. Call my doctor. And transfer me back to Akron, because I know he knows what's going on. And the reason I got into that condition is because of my own stupidity. Tell the truth, shame the devil. I call it like it needs to be called. If I had did what my doctor asked me to do, I would have never been in that condition. But God takes care of babies and fools. And at that particular time, yes, I was a fool. And then the intern wouldn't authorize the ambulance to take me back to Akron. So I said, can I have the phone, please? Now you got to remember, my colon is ruptured, though I don't know this. I'm in excruciating pain. They had given me a couple of shots that did absolutely nothing but take the edge off of what was going on. And in the midst of all of this, I'm on the phone. I said, sir, Dr. Michael Coliotti is my doctor. He told me if I got in any situation to make sure that I call him, and I need you to transfer me to Akron because I'm not playing with you. Next thing you know, the authorization came through. Carolyn Williams, how are you? I get in the ambulance. I'm still in pain. If you've never rode in the ambulance, it's the worst ride you could ever be in, especially when you're in pain. They take me from St. E. Boardman to Akron, and the drivers cannot find the ambulance entrance to the hospital. Trina Williams, how you doing? I wish I had somebody. They rode around that hospital 3 times. And I said, is something wrong? They said, we can't find the entrance. I sit up on the gurney and tell them the entrance is right there. They get me in there. My doctor comes in. They reschedule. They get ready to do the surgery. Now, let me ask you this question. During the entire episode, I did not ask God to do anything because I already knew he would do everything. I had seen in a vision what was going to happen to me, but I also saw how God was going to bring me through it. God will even rescue you in your stupidity. let me let me move on. Let me move on. He says, why don't you have no faith? He gets out, he says, he rebuked the wind and the sea. All of a sudden there was a great calm. I wish I had somebody. I wish I had a couple of people. Iris, I wish I had. Okay. Because I've been through collapsed lungs. I've gone through and God is a keeper, even when you're too full of yourself to keep yourself. Even when your own, how do I want to say this? Because I thought I was so important in what I was doing that God said, I'm even going to take care of this nut because he don't have enough sense to know what the doctors have told him to do. I'm just talking to a couple of people because the rest of y'all ain't never going to own up to what I just owned up to. It was my own stupidity. It was my own foolishness that got me in that condition. I didn't have to ask God to heal me. He had already showed my foolish behind that he was going to do it. So what do? I just believed God. My wife took a picture of me and my daughter got so upset with the two. And I did. You could see death all over my face. But God didn't tell me I was going to die. And some of my suffering was because of my own stupidity. Look at what happens. There was a great, and then the men marveled and said, who can do this? That even the winds and the sea obey him. You know what I'm talking about, Trina? See, when death tries to get you by your own hand and God keeps you, then when the next storm comes, you don't get so bent out of shape because you know who's on the boat. I wish I had 3 people. I wish I had 5 people. I wish I had a couple people who can thank God like I thank God. That even in the midst of my ignorance and my stupidity, he was faithful to what he said he would do. I got to go. I done went 2 minutes over. I got to get out of here. I got to go. Listen, I pray that you were blessed. Sometimes you got to put yourself in some things and share with some people what you've been through and how you've been through it, because you got to remember who is able to keep you from falling. And so when the next storm comes, you can sit back and say, though the storms keep on raging in my life, my soul, glory to God, has been anchored in the Lord. Look, stay warm, stay safe. Have a blessed day in the Lord. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 12 noon. May God bless you. May he keep you is our prayer.